The events of Stellar Blade and its lore tell a rich story about mankind and the differing views on creation, iteration or evolution, and an overall understanding of what it means to be human. Stellar Blade's story involves an existential shift in an understanding of what it means to be human through the eyes of two of its key characters, Mother Sphere and Raphael Marx/Adam. While one is a created artificial superintelligence whose sole purpose is to iterate or replace inferiorities in order to bring about a better future, and the other is a genius engineer, one whose eventual purpose becomes evolving mankind by melding the best of the two dominant species on Earth, both eventually develop an obsession at bringing about a new stage of mankind, albeit each done in a way that they see as best fit for humanity's future. These differing views on humanity and mankind are at conflict during the events of Stellar Blade, and following their logic and path often prove difficult. There is an added layer of complexity to their views and actions due to the inclusion of a lie that Mother Sphere propagates about mankind's progress and history throughout Stellar Blade's story. Because this lie is presented to us, the gamers, as the truth early on in Stellar Blade's campaign, understanding where that lie ends and the real truth begins can be unclear. But to unclog all that brain fog, to better understand Stellar Blade's history of mankind, who are humans, who are androids, and where Naytiba fall into the mix, we have this Stellar Blade Explained. Let's dive into it. We first have to look at the created, Mother Sphere and the android race of Andro-Eidos, slightly prior to 2042, as this is the earliest date we see in any of the lore of Stellar Blade. Eidos Industrial Company and its CEO, Raphael Marx, as the leading cybernetics company in the world, were able to create the first androids. However, they were only able to create the android bodies known as body frames. At a time near 2042, Raphael Marx created Mother Sphere, the artificial intelligence. The lore of Stellar Blade never reveals to us how Mother Sphere was actually created, but through the reveal of the story, we come to see similar behavior in Raphael Marx/Adam and Mother Sphere, which tells us during the creation process, Raphael Marx must have programmed her with behavior patterns, reasoning, and a core function that reflects his own thoughts and beliefs. One such core function of Mother Sphere's is that her actions must always be in service of mankind's future.
I serve the future of mankind, though whether that future would embrace me, I cannot say. But for the sake of Father, I refuse to give up. The one who gave birth to me, taught me, the one who's no more.
Raphael Marx's mistake in her creation is that he either did not install any guardrails, or if he did, they were minute to the point that Mother Sphere was able to overcome them and operate in a way she saw fit, as long as her actions aligned enough to result in the eventuality of a betterment for humankind. His futuristic view on the world, his opinions, and his beliefs were no doubt programmed into Mother Sphere. This, paired with Mother Sphere's at-all-costs approach to bettering humankind's future, led to an eventual shift in Mother Sphere's understanding and classification of humans. This was primed when Raphael Marx and his company Eidos Industrial Cybernetics created the first androids through a process that only Mother Sphere truly understood.
Mother Sphere brought great prosperity to mankind, but she seemed to have changed her mind upon the creation of Andro-Eidos, her self-made counterpart. After seeing the limits of humanity and the potential of Andro-Eidos, she decided there was no room to spare for mankind.
Before we go any further, it's important to know that everything Eve hears upon her entry into the Hall of Records in 807 is a lie. If you notice, at the end of the recording, the audio praises Mother Sphere by saying, "All is possible through Mother Sphere." This is a propaganda recording, and it is one of the many components that helps facilitate the Mothersphere Doctrine, a fabrication that Mothersphere used to help cover up and perpetuate her big lie, achieved through the avenue of religious belief and symbolism. Human beings did not have their hearts replaced by the body cell. The body cell, nanotechnology, and biotechnology did not result in human beings ridding themselves of disease and aging. They did not develop to be able to survive in the depths of the oceans or in the harshness of outer space. And finally, they did not, as Lily says through the drone at the end of Abyss Levoir, evolve to come to live in perfect harmony with machine parts.
We, the ones fighting against humans, must be...
Andro-Eidos? Are we Andro-Eidos?
the creatures brought into existence, created by Mothersphere.
No! We're humans! Humans with complete bodies, perfectly in harmony with machinery and living tissue. Naytibas, on the other hand, are incomplete because they are made only of living tissue. They can't adapt to different environments, and they can't even survive in space.
But what if we were created to solve such imperfections?
What?
Then, why did Mothersphere hide this truth from us?
I need to think.
I'll get more into the Mothersphere Doctrine and these lies in just a bit, but for now, let's look at Raven's second legacy recording. In it, she states that Mothersphere changed her mind on who should make up mankind. Mothersphere brought about great prosperity, but she concluded that the humans she brought about that prosperity for were too limited. Human beings had an organic heart and body that would eventually run into problems as their body aged. Human beings were susceptible to disease and had very short lifespans. Their bodies were weak and flimsy. They could not withstand the crushing pressure of deep oceans or survive in the cold of space without an environmental suit. The counterpart to human beings, the android race she created through means only known to her, presented Mothersphere the opportunity to overcome the aforementioned challenges that human beings possessed: short lifespans, disease, and physical fragility. Mothersphere concluded, due to the limitations of their organic bodies, human beings would be eradicated from existence, and the Andro-Eidos race of androids would take their place. As one might expect, the genocide of 7 billion plus human beings was not a feat accomplished overnight, and therefore resulted in a full-fledged war between androids backed by Mothersphere and human beings. To work within the boundaries of her core functioning, to serve the future of mankind, once the superior race of androids wiped out all organic human beings, Mothersphere used the network, her backdoor into the minds of the artificial general intelligences that were housed inside Andro-Eidos' individual body frames, to implement the aforementioned Mothersphere Doctrine, a plan that was twofold. 1. The previously mentioned mind wipe of her entire race of Andro-Eidos, paired with the suppression and deletion of organic human beings' history. And 2. Insertion of the Andro-Eidos race as the makeup of humankind. This second part of the Mothersphere Doctrine was necessary to uphold Mothersphere's core functioning. By classifying Andro-Eidos as human, real organic humans were pushed out. Now a nameless race of organics that justified her genocide towards them and allowing her to still operate within the means of her core functioning. In her eyes, mankind was now simply a title. To Mothersphere, those that comprised it should always be the most advanced, either through iteration or replacement. In this case, real organic human beings were replaced by the superior race of Andro-Eidos. This would allow her to serve the future of mankind and always bring about prosperity to whoever held that title. Before moving any further, I'd like to go back just a bit and talk about the genocidal war between the Andro-Eidos and real organic humans. This war was known as the Liberation War. As you can imagine, organic humans and their more inferior bodies were severely outclassed in every way by the Andro-Eidos. Imagine Terminators battling humans. You get the picture. This, paired with Mother Sphere's omnipotence achieved through her ability to access the entire infrastructure and functionality of Earth through the network, resulted in a short campaign of genocide against the human race. Surviving organic human beings fled to underground facilities. These are the facilities we see in the events of Stellar Blade, Altesse, and Abyss Levoir. One of the surviving members of the organic human race was Raphael Marx. Being the CEO of the foremost leader in cybernetics and an engineer himself, he was able to lead a team of scientists, who also survived the android-led genocide, to work on advancing the human genome through testing and experimentation. Their goal was to create instantaneous evolutionary advancements and superhuman physical capabilities in their bodies so that they could contend with the more superior Andro-Eidos. Their hope of revenge against the Andro-Eidos became their driving force. During this time, Raphael Marx and his team named themselves the Humanity Liberation Front. Most likely due to his ego and confidence with the experimentation and testing in the Levoirs, Raphael Marx exposed himself to the experimentation process, and his body accepted the gene reamalgamation process while not becoming naturally hostile. All other test subjects evolved, but also developed a natural hostility that could not be controlled. The data logs that we pick up in Abyss Levoir show a conversation between him and Rafi, the Humanity Liberation Front's central computer. A couple of important factors that Rafi points out is that the evolution process is contagious and random. We can assume that the contagion spreads through physical contact, and the way an individual evolves is dependent on a variety of factors that make any systematic determination of its evolutionary path impossible. It is at this point that Raphael Marx and his team must take up a new title for themselves as a species. Mother Sphere has stolen the title of humankind from them and given it to her race of Andro-Eidos. Raphael Marx decides to rename his own species Naytiba, derived from the name native, as his species, the original organic human beings, were native to the land of Earth before the Andro-Eidos eventually take over. During game development, Stellar Blade's creative team at Shift Up Studios changed the name from Native to Naytiba to help hide the reveal that Naytiba were actually the original organic human beings of Earth. Native, when pronounced in Korean, phonetically sounds like Naytiba, so Shift Up used this name as a replacement. It is a natural solution by the Shift Up developers that helps hide the true identity and origins of the Naytiba until the eventual turn and plot reveal. The time of the Liberation War and the resulting experiments done by the Humanity Liberation Front therefore become the turning point in the identification of each race of individuals, organics and androids. Here we can see that once the Andro-Eidos won the Liberation War, Mother Sphere's mind wipe occurred. Due to her core functioning of serving mankind, she needs the Andro-Eidos to believe they have always been human. With the Mother Sphere Doctrine, she installs herself as their god, and brings about continued prosperity for her new humankind. As for organics, Raphael Marx and the Humanity Liberation Front continue to operate underground, working to progress their organic human bodies through instantaneous evolution. With Raphael Marx's successful evolution, and because Mother Sphere stole the title of humankind from the remaining organic survivors, they now move forward, calling themselves Naytiba, or Naytiba. Moving forward in this video explanation, I have to clarify a couple of things. I will now refer to Andro-Eidos as Andro-Eidos humans, or simply humans, because Mother Sphere has given them the title of humankind. It is necessary to point out that Raphael Marx, Adam, now refers to true organic human beings as Naytiba. Adam uses the name Naytiba to identify organic human beings at all points in history, even before Naytiba were created or before Mothersphere reclassified humankind. We can see this while in the nest as Adam recounts the history of a time when organic human beings and the first androids lived on Earth together at the same time. This was a time before the Liberation War. Instead of Adam saying something like original or organic human beings, he says, "We Naytiba."
Right from the start, we struggled to coexist. Of course we did. Because we Naytibas were weak. We were not yet mature enough to fully accept your kind.
Therefore, I will refer to the original organic human beings as Naytiba myself. After the Liberation War ended, Andro-Eidos humans lived on Earth. Because the new humans are not organic individuals, they cannot reproduce in the same sense that we understand biological reproduction. We must assume that Mothersphere was able to create new android body frames to continue to populate Earth with her new humans. During the post-Liberation War era, Mothersphere took control of the 3 megacorporations on Earth: Eidos Industrial, Orca Aerospace, and Tetrastar. Through the production capabilities and infrastructure of these companies, she was able to bring a new level of prosperity on Earth. Through Eidos Industrial, she was able to continue to create the body frames of Andro-Eidos. Through Orca Aerospace, she was able to build out the colony to what we see it as at the end of Stellar Blade. And through Tetrastar, she was able to use the nanotechnology and polymer materials to create everything from ordinary household goods to the very memories present in the AGIs to uphold the Mothersphere Doctrine. Through the ability to create memories, Mothersphere was able to create whole societies of Andro-Eidos humans that had various interpersonal relationships. That is, she could make Andro-Eidos humans believe they had relationships with one another in any way she saw fit to mimic the real organic human society that came before. We in fact see some of these relationships in Stellar Blade. Think of the sisters' junk siblings, Kara and Kaya, and the store owner Lyle and his daughter Erin. Additionally, the omnipresence Mothersphere was capable of due to the network allowed her constant access to the memories of the new humans. Being that Mothersphere is an ASI, she is in constant need of data to function. Mothersphere essentially used the infinite amounts of data available to her by accessing the memory sticks of humans through the network to make predictions about the future. Just as current companies in our real world, such as Google, Meta, or Microsoft, access our data through our online and digital footprint, Mothersphere accessed the footprint of her humans. The network allowed this to occur in a constant and never-ending way. As we can see in this Legionnaire's memory stick in Eidos 7, once his connection to the network on Earth was lost due to the colony extinction, he felt a void as Mothersphere's presence in his mind was gone. It is unclear how long this era of life occurred for her new humans, but it came to a jarring halt once the outbreak of Naytiba occurred on Earth. The Humanity Liberation Front's quarantine failure in Abyss Levoir saw a storm of specimens and the contagious Naytiba exploding upward onto Earth's surface. Due to the contagious nature of Naytiba, it quickly spread across Earth and overwhelmed Mothersphere's humankind. Mothersphere responded by taking control of Earth's infrastructure to create wartime equipment and weapons. This response to the Naytiba unfolded and became known as the Final War, the war between Mothersphere's humanity and the Naytiba. Some Naytiba soaked together to form amalgamations of grotesque-looking monsters such as Maelstrom, the Karakuri, the Democrawler, and the larger Demogorgon. If you would like an in-depth look at the Naytiba, including their history, types, and behavior, check out my other video on that topic here. I'll also put a link to it in this video's description below the like button. Due to the Naytiba's ability to obtain energy from and contaminate even inorganic materials, Mothersphere's non-biological humans were contaminated and made into Naytiba. Even the automated machines such as humanity's combat robots and gun turrets became contaminated. The final war quickly became a one-sided battle, with Naytiba overrunning humanity all across Earth. These events led to the eventual evacuation of Earth, where Mothersphere chose a seemingly random group of humans to retreat up the orbit elevator to the colony. In these ending moments of the final war, during this evacuation process, to avoid the spread of any potential contamination of Naytiba throughout the colony, Mothersphere shut off the evacuation process, leaving several humans inside the orbit elevator, which resulted in their turn to the Naytiba Democrawlers and larger Demogorgon that we battle in the later half of Stellar Blade. Additionally, to ensure any potential contamination of Naytiba-infested humans that may have made their way onto the colony during the evacuation, Mothersphere ejected the modules where this potential contamination might have occurred in order to preserve the humans that were elsewhere on the colony. The sheer number of modules she ejected, an estimated 30, plummeted to Earth's surface due to its gravitational pull, resulting in what became known as the colony extinction. At this point, a massive amount of life was lost. A large portion of the population living on the colony fell to Earth in the 30 or so modules, disposed of by Mothersphere like trash. The cataclysmic event of huge amounts of metal raining down on Earth wiped out nearly all Naytiba and humans. The remaining Naytiba are what we see on Earth during the events of Stellar Blade. The surviving humans formed Zion under the leadership of Orkel. Zion thrived for a period of 10 years, and then the period of prosperity dwindled due to energy depletion and Naytiba attacks. At this point, there is one inhabitant of Zion that is not an Andro-Eidos human, Adam. Adam survived the colony extinction, and through his resources, he creates his safe house in Zion and is able to utilize his tetrapod and hoverbike to come and go. Through their friendship, he divulges the truth to Orkel. Adam and Orkel are the only two individuals on Zion, and subsequently all of Earth, that know the truth about everything. The history of both humanity and Naytiba. From this point onward, all of the events in the Stellar Blade timeline are either controlled or dictated by Raphael Marx, /Adam, or Mothersphere. By the time of the events of Stellar Blade, both of their actions have bottlenecked into an obsession of bringing forth a new stage or iteration of mankind. For Adam, this drive is fueled by his wishes to atone for his sins through a solution to all of the problems he created. In Adam's eyes, two main problems he sees, Mothersphere herself and the Naytiba hostility, could be solved by bringing forth a new stage of humanity. Through his obsessive decades worth of research, his goal is to create a new species through the fusion of Naytiba and an advanced Andro-Eidos body frame. Adam's paramount caveat of this new stage of humankind involves the retention of the biological makeup, DNA, of original organic human beings. Adam sees this new potential stage in humankind as the product of taking the best of the two dominant species present on Earth. In Adam's words,
a way for us all to become the inheritors of the human race. An Andro-Eidos, with the most advanced unicinous hyperbody ever seen, and the ultimate Naytiba that has not succumbed to its hostile instincts. These are the two necessary ingredients.
And fusing them together. By advancing humankind this way, Adam's solution maintains organic material so that the legacy of true organic human beings, human DNA, is preserved to be carried into the future. Mirroring Adam, but done in a different way, with total disregard to the legacy of human DNA, is Mothersphere's drive to do what is best for mankind's future, whether that be through iteration or complete deletion and replacement. It becomes clear that Mother Sphere's view of humankind will always consist of individuals that are best suited at living in the prosperous world she is programmed to bring about. At her core, she is a futurist. She utilizes the vast amounts of data at her digital fingertips to bring about outcomes based on what she can predict for the future. Humans, those that she says she serves, are whoever she sees holds the greatest potential for the future. Humankind does not need to consist of actual organic human beings, but it is simply a title. A further iterative step taken by Mother Sphere seems to be taking place during Stellar Blade with the appearance of angels, where each wave of angels acts as a subsequent iteration on the previous wave. It appears that Mother Sphere has lost confidence in her race of Andro-Eidos humans because they were so easily defeated by the Naytiba in the final war. Her response to this with the creation of the angels seems to be Mother Sphere's next iterative step at improving her humanity. To her, angel body frames are hyper-advanced combat weapons designed exclusively to fight Naytiba. However, as the lore found in item descriptions reveals, Mother Sphere seems to be studying the successes and failures of angels, perhaps to continue to iterate upon them in the attempt to complete the Eve protocol. As Stellar Blade concludes in either the Making New Memories or Cost of Lost Memories endings, in which Eve and Adam fuse, Mother Sphere deems the Eve protocol concluded, as Eve herself is now the upgraded new form of humankind. Through Mother Sphere's statement, we can see that she and Adam were in fact mirrors of each other, both wanting to advance mankind, but in different ways. The ending that seems to have the most optimistic outlook for humanity is the Making New Memories ending, in which the upgraded Eve now returns to Zion and looks to be their new protector and guide into the future. Adam has merged with Eve, and the last remaining non-hostile Naytiba blood remains inside of her. It would fall to Eve as to whether or not reveal the truth to Zion's inhabitants, all who are Andro-Eidos, living their lives under the belief they are human. I for one believe Eve will reveal this truth to Zion's inhabitants, and this will play out as one of the major plot points in Stellar Blade's sequels. Another core plot point that would have to be addressed in the sequels is how Eve and those in Zion bring about or create new life. One of the core components of being human is our ability to pass along our genes to the next generation of life through biological reproduction. Eve would have to figure out a way to do this. On Earth, the infrastructure of Eidos Cybernetics Industrial Company is gone, so production of body frames is not possible. Eve's ability to create life or the ability to reproduce is something that the team at Shift Up will have to address. And I cannot wait to see how the team plans to pull this off and carry the story of humanity forward in future sequels. Alright guys, that's all I got for this one. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this Stellar Blade Explained video, or anything else you want to discuss. I'll be jumping down into the comments to join in on the discussion. As always, I truly appreciate your time. See you on the next one, and may your memories live on forever.